Hey guys, it's Vandiazzo back yet again with another Cardfight Vanguard unboxing. This time we do the Koji Ibuki Trial Deck. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and join the Patreon. Let's get started. So, as you know, Koji Ibuki Trial Deck of the Link Joker clan, a force deck. Good with two different force markers, one that gives 10k to your whole rear guard, or one that gives 10k to a unit that can stack, and then one that gives and then one that makes your base critical 2 but can only be used once. So let's go ahead and open this baby up. So first off, to starters, we have our basic stuff, which is our beautiful playmat that every trial deck comes with, along with our beautiful backing that shows how to use the deck properly, any upcoming trial decks, and how to upgrade it, along with character info on the person who uses the anime, our basic starters guide that I'm not going to read because that would take way too long. And now on to the reason why we're all here, the deck. Of course, that involves me being able to open this first, which is going to be the hardest of this journey. I almost thought I broke it for a second. Give it a second, and cool. Now we get to do our beautiful deck. So to start it off, we have our amazing starter, which I swear I had just saw 5 seconds ago before I flipped through this. Our amazing starter, Sprout Deleter Linshu, who, if you don't know, just like every V-Series starter, is on, when you write upon him, you get to plus 1 card into your hand, which is really useful and just lets you replenish your hand after the most annoying of turns. Then we have our 4 crits, one of them being a shiny, of course. Another 4 crits, not being any shinies among those beautiful people. Then we have our amazing 4 draw triggers, and then the 4 heal triggers, which any deck without 4 heals will probably crumble in the first 5 minutes of the game starting and probably end in the person's defeat for not running an important number of draw triggers. So on to our grade 1s, which bothered me so much of how these things are split up. First off, we have our beautiful PG. If you don't know what it does, it's just a 7k base with the PG skill where it has no actual base shield, but when it's placed on Guardian Circle, drop a hand card, whatever unit you're blocking will be protected till the end of the battle, no matter how big the power is, which is useful, which is why it's just called a PG or a complete guard in the anime, like every other normal person would call it. Next up, 3 copies, as far as I can see, of Breaking Deleter Gatario. When it attacks a Vanguard, if your opponent has 2 or less rear guards, it gets plus 4k till the turn. Vanguard or rear guard circle. So 12k attacker could be really good on first turn ride since your opponent's probably not going to call rear guards, which can be really useful for just rushing your opponent for 3 different attacks at 12k. As long as they don't pull a trigger, they're probably fucked, and you are probably in the beautiful clear. Now on to 3 copies of Cathode of Collapse Magnosteer. Continuous 10k shield, 6k power, continuous rear guard skill if your opponent's Vanguard is deleted, or if they have one or more cards face down in their bind zone, it gets plus 4k continuously, so it's a 10k base. If you don't know what deleted is, don't worry, you'll find out sooner or later with this deck, considering the fact that it's literally the deck's main mechanic, and without it, it dies within the first grade 3 turn. Then we go into our last grade 1, which is 4 copies of the beautiful Ferment Deleter Gaian. 10k shield, 8k base. At rearguard auto at the end of the battle that it attacked a Vanguard, retire it and then drop a hand card, draw 1, choose an opponent's grade 1 or less rear guard, and bind it face down. So this is what this deck focuses on, deleting and binding face down. You kill your opponent's rear guards and then you delete their Vanguard, and you basically push your opponent into a corner with pure power stacking alone. Now on to our grade 2s. We have 3 copies of the Big Gunner of Cataclysmic Variable Star. 5k shield, 9k base. If your opponent's Vanguard is deleted, or if there's a face down card in your opponent's bind zone, it gets plus 4k. So just like the grade 1, it's a 13k base continuously, no matter whose turn it is, while the other one's 10k base, which means it makes your opponent, I guess, harder to hit, because this is technically a grade 3 on rear guard. Next up, 4 copies of Bloating Deleter Gyo. 10k shield, 10k power, just a vanilla. Difference between this and other grade 2s is that because it's a vanilla, it gets plus 5k more shield, so it's a 10k guard, but still, there's not really any important difference. Next up, 4 copies of the very valuable Swift Deleter Gearly, our last grade 2 and the most important grade 2 out of the bunch. So what it does is that 5k shield, 10k power base, rear guard when placed. If you have more rear guards than your opponent, it gets plus 4k, so 14k attacker. Then a Vanguard or rear guard when it hits a Vanguard. Soul Blast 1, choose an opponent's rear guard, bind it face down, and then if you didn't bind a card, you draw one. So it's either your opponent binds, and you get to get more cards than binds on and force them to lose rear guards, or you get to plus 1 hand card off it, which is really useful either way. Next up, we have on our grade 3s, 4 copies of the main grade 3 and the only card in the deck that actually focuses on deleting. Docking Deleter Greyon. So I remember this skill by heart. Grade 3, force skipped, which you know what it does because I told you earlier. But if you don't remember, on plays either give a unit plus 10k for during your turn every turn, or you can make its base crit 2 and you can stack the 10k one, but you can't stack the base crit 2 one. Also 13k base obviously, and then the skill. First, the bottom skill, because I'm not going to explain this first skill, I'm explaining the bottom skill first. Soul Blast 1, if it attacks a Vanguard and hits, if it's on Vanguard and it attacks the Vanguard and it hits, Soul Blast 1, bind an opponent's rear guard face up, and if you do, no, just bind an opponent's rear guard face down, sorry. And then the second skill, the deleting part, Counterblast 2, delete your opponent's Vanguard, which is basically like locking where you turn the card face down, but instead you turn the Vanguard face down, it loses its power, abilities, all that stuff, so its power becomes 0, its grade stays, its twin drive, or whatever drive checks it does stay. You can ride over it if you want, or if you can, but it just basically locks it down for good and prevents it from doing special skills. 4 copies of our last card, I'm going to try to say this name right, Ermotrolaber Dragon. Force Gift, 13k base, grade 3. When placed, Counterblast 1, choose an opponent's rear guard, bind it face down. Useful, just binds opponent's rear guards. It does everything. It's like Narukami, but for force, really. This deck is literally Narukami, but for force, but they also pretty much kill your opponent's Vanguard. And then finally our gifts, obviously 2 copies of the regular force. This is before Force 2 came out, so it's just basically the 10k thing. And then the imaginary, and then the special one of Docking Deleter Greyon. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that very bad deck profile. I mean deck review, or I guess deck unboxing. I can't say anything right today. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and donate to the Patreon, and I'll see you on the next one. Don't forget to stand up your Vanguard.